Hey everyone, I'm Chef Dennis, and welcome to a special edition of Around the Kitchen Table, where we are, well, one of us is, coming live from Copenhagen. So, Susan, oh, I'm so envious. You're in a beautiful city with great food, and you must be loving life.
I really am. But let me tell you, by the end of this show, Chef Dennis, your eyes will have been opened. You will just see the nirvana of what you had no idea Scandinavian cooking really is. I promise you. So get ready for a treat. Put on your seatbelt, and we're going to have a good time.
Well,
So.
that sounds like a wonderful way to spend this afternoon. And you're right, I really don't know much about Scandinavian cooking, and I hate to tell you that my only real experience with it, and shame on me, was at Disney World at Norway. And the only thing I got from that was never eat brown cheese. But other than that,
Well, let me tell you, I thought you were going to say Swedish meatballs at IKEA.
oh no, no. Although I was just in IKEA the other day, so
Okay, so that deepens your knowledge a little bit if you went anywhere near the cafe.
I walked by it. It was busy. Well, let
So,
me pop up. We got some great comments here for you. Let me just pop them up real quick. Carmen Mandage is saying she was in Copenhagen about a month ago. It's great to return so soon. The event photos look great, and oh my God, do they ever?
oh, yeah, and I have a slideshow for you too, and it's a real foodie slideshow. So, lots of treats to come.
I'm looking forward to it. And Aslan Bloor says she likes the sound of study and dissect the open-faced sandwiches.
Yes, we will, and Chef, this is where I want your input on how we can, sort of Americanize them, which we can, and so we'll be talking about that.
Well, that sounds like a good way to do it. I'm trying to get rid. There we go. We have a new comment tracker, and even though it looks the same, it's not. So.
Yeah, no, I know, but you know what? I would like to start by taking you around the apartment that I'm
Oh,
in.
please do. Let's see where you're staying.
Yeah, so I rented this apartment. I like to rent an apartment. First of all, let me just start out by saying that this is a very, very personal show for me, a very personal place. My parents are from Copenhagen, and they left Copenhagen after they were married. So and they were the only ones to do so. So the entirety of my family is here, and I've come here throughout my life. So it truly is a second home, and so I've grown up with the food, with the traditions, and it's just a big part of really who I am. And we see that in my work as well. So, and I love my family, but for a long time now, I can't sleep on the futons anymore. Can't sleep on the futons. So what we've done is we've rented apartments, and I like to rent a different apartment every time. Because the architecture is killer here, and the style and the design is killer here. And Chef Dennis, I just saw a comment from Karen Nielsen. Now, she has a very large YouTube channel on Scandinavian cooking.
Wow.
And she has a Google profile called Scandinavian Today, among, I think, a couple of other. Karen, please put your links in the comments, because I would like to say you are the man about Scandinavian cooking, but you are the woman, and you instruct so well for these classic Scandinavian dishes. So she's in the house, and I'm thrilled.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, we'd love to have her on sometime too if she ever wants to join us.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't know if we could do this logistically this time around. So we will. Yeah, we should do it definitely
Oh, well,
sometime.
I don't know if you can go, if you've seen it. Carmen Mandich just posted a picture, and it looks just
Oh, I
amazing.
didn't see it. No, no. I don't want to click off.
No, that's okay. But
Okay.
anyway, we're running well now. So and one question too. You said you don't want to sleep on futons. Is that just because all the spare bedrooms are futons, or does everyone sleep on futons there?
Oh, no, no, no. It's often spare bedrooms. The homes are very small, and typically, and sometimes they will double as a second living area.
Okay.
So it's a little, I really like to have a real bed when I
But
can.
everybody else sleeps on regular beds, though. That
Oh
was
yes, oh yes, yes.
okay.
That's what. So let me take you for a
Oh,
little
please.
walk around the apartment, and I'll see. Okay, so first, I'm going to go out to the terrace. We have a terrace here.
Oh,
Let's see, and you can see the rooftops
how nice.
here. Here is the view. A little bit. We have some old, very old architecture, and lots of, those red old rooftops, and
So are
just
we talking 5 hours or 6 hours difference?
six.
Six. Okay.
6 hours. So now I will take you into the apartment, and this is the sort of a kind of a little sofa area here with a beautiful table and kind of a country but modern sort of design. And now what I want to do is give you the full depth of the apartment, and that is, let's see, how's
Wow.
the shot?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, yeah, this is, yeah,
Beautiful.
we have fresh flowers, so now let's walk down.
Is that a hula hoop?
You know what? I was wondering the same thing. I was wondering the same thing. So we're walking down here, and here's a little vignette. It's a little dark here. It's just starting to be dusk.
Oh,
Let me see here. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to find the right angle, but I do want to show you.
that's
Here's just
okay.
a little vignette here, and then we have, yeah. Here's the typical sort of windows we have, and this is the 5th floor, the top floor. So we have if you can see, let me point it down this way. I don't know if can you see the slanted? You can see the roof is slanted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
love those windows, the way they're cut out and that.
oh, they're ridiculous. Here is the kitchen,
Oh, how sweet.
and this first tall door is the refrigerator,
Wow.
which is completely built in. So that's the refrigerator, and I'm going to save the best for last.
I know. I see you passing over the food. I caught little glimpses of it.
Passing over the food. Then there's an entrance to the bedroom way back there, and the door.
Is that a 1 bedroom or a 2 bedroom?
It's a 1 bedroom.
That's
And
a
then
big apartment for a 1 bedroom.
yeah, it is. And here's another window. And you can see it's just getting to be dusk, and it's actually after 9 o'clock here.
Wow.
And let me show you the floors. I have to show you the floor. The floors are stunning.
Oh,
They are wide plank oak, and they're just beautiful. Now, this table is great, too. Take a look at this
oh
table.
my God. I know. I was getting a glimpse of that wood finish. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Now, let's go a little bit closer,
Oh,
and I'll show you what we have. Take a look, Chef Dennis. Oops, I'm so sorry. I just want to get the right. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So we have a little bit of a feast for you here. And we have some breads. Can you see those?
Yep.
Yep. And we even have some Danish. How about some Danish pastries?
Oh, Danish pastries from the home of
The real deal. This is not what you get in your deli. Not what you get in your deli. So what I want to do is, Chef, let me tell you. Let me tell everyone, our viewers. I'm going to take a seat now.
Okay.
I wanted to do this show about open sandwiches because it's funny. We just don't do that here. And they are so easy. They're creative. They're colorful. And, I did a platter for an event. I never do them. I grew up with them, and I never do them. Finally, one day I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I just kind of did my own thing and just kind of did some layers and then put a bunch of watercress on top of a few. They looked there was such a big reaction from people, and it took nothing to put them together. Have you ever considered doing those?
No, I honestly, I never thought of it, because in the States, when you think open-faced sandwiches, right away you're thinking roast beef or roast pork or something like that, or turkey. We never really think of open-faced in those terms, but that's an excellent idea. Now, let me ask you a question. If you go into like a deli kind of place or a bar, is that the kind of sandwiches they'll have served out? Are they buffet, or are they made to order, or how would we get them?
Yeah, well, they're not really made to order. They have a long history. Actually, it goes back to the 1800s, and they used to serve them in taverns, and then people used to make them. But yeah, they just wrap them up carefully. You buy them. It's not a deli type of place. I guess it is, but it's more of a fresh. Yeah, I guess it's a deli type of place. It doesn't look. It looks similar to a deli, but it's
not one of our kind of deli, but I mean, you're that kind.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
an Italian panini sandwich place, or I'm almost thinking like in terms of tapas too, like that, because I know in the long ago tapas, some of them were made because the little plates used to sit on top of the drinks, and I could see the sandwiches almost doing the same thing if they were on some kind of sturdy flatbread.
Well, yeah, but they're in a window case, and so you just point to the ones you want, and then they wrap them up. So
Great.
yes, you're absolutely right. That's what they do. They have, they're good, and you have to have beer with them. You just do.
Is the beer cold there, or is it warm?
Oh no, it's cold. Okay. It's always cold. Okay. Yeah, and there's all kinds of beer here too, but that's a staple. So would you like me to go through each one?
Please do. Yes.
Okay. So the first one, and I'm not sure what kind of fish this is, unfortunately. It's probably some kind of white fish, but very common to have a fish. Let's see.
I think if you hold, okay. Or you could just hold the plate up if you want.
Here we go. Yep. So here's one. I'm sorry, I moved it a little bit. And what we have is we have a piece of fried fish, but underneath we have a piece of bread. And typically it's some sort of multi-grain or dark bread. Then, let's see, what do we have? Then it's some kind, oh yes, it's some kind of relish on top, which is, yeah, some kind of, almost like a tartar sauce probably.
Yeah, it would be kind of like our kind of remoulade, maybe just a little different, a little fancy. I see capers there.
Yes.
And is that dill?
That's dill.
Okay, yeah, that's looked, and I would have never thought they would have served a fried fish sandwich like that. I'm thinking smoked fish, and but that would be right up my alley there. I would love that.
And yeah, and so when you think, that's room temperature. So that's perfectly normal, perfectly fine. That's room temperature, and it's designed beautifully. It's designed, and you do that with your dishes too. You, at the end, you do flourishes and kind of little designs, whether it's with sauces or garnishes, and this is the same thing.
Yeah, it's got to have that eye appeal, especially if it's in a window and you're picking it out. I love that they're room temperature. I mean, I think the only time that you would run into trouble is if you got it cold, because then it wouldn't be as flavorful once it gets cold. As long as the flavors are anywhere from warm to room temperature, they're still going to be very good.
I think you're right. Yes, I think you're right. And yep. So now the next one is, this one is, boy, I really should get a little fork and kind of, oh yes, this is a potato one. This is just
Ooh.
potato. Now, that's another thing, Chef, because Meatless Monday, you
Mm-hmm.
can do vegetable open-faced sandwiches with cucumbers, with tomato, with a little relish of some
Mm-hmm.
sort. There's a relish that's very common. It's called remolo, and
Right.
it's R-E-M-O, I don't know, O-U-L-D-E, something like
Yeah,
that.
remoulade. Remoulade. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and in Denmark they pronounce it remolo.
So
So
it's the same thing. I guess I wonder if that's where we got it from.
I don't know, maybe one or the other. I don't know.
Mhm.
But so that's so tasty. And this one, let's take a look at
Just
this
hold it
one.
up to the camera, Susan. I think you'd be right if you just hold the
I
plate up.
think it has to be,
Oh, there you go. Just a little bit higher. That's perfect.
otherwise I have to go vertical, you know what I mean?
Okay. Well, you can do it any way you feel comfortable with, but I think that
Yeah.
looks pretty good.
So this, oh, sorry, took it
That's all
away.
right. I got it. I got it.
Okay, so this
Good.
is potato and thinly sliced onion.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have chives all over. And we have fried onions on top, and
Wow.
then chopped red onion.
I see it. Beautiful color.
Yeah. And now this is on a some type of multigrain bread with butter. And
Wow.
quite often that's what you do is you put butter on the
Well, the Danish butter is so much better too than what we have here in the States. So
it's terrific. I buy it. You know, Lorpak, you may have seen
yes.
Lorpak. Yeah, I get that all the time, of course. Now, no, I think I'll save the best for last.
Okay.
Here's another one. Pork products are extremely prevalent
Mm-hmm.
in Denmark, and so there's a lot of things with pork you'll see. This one is a roast pork open-faced sandwich, and maybe I can.
There we go. You just
Uh,
bring it up a little bit higher. Perfect.
yeah, okay. I don't think I have to hold
That's
it.
it. Oh, good.
So there's a big, thick piece of roast pork on that. There is red cabbage. Now, red cabbage is a very classic Scandinavian side dish, which can be served cold as an accompaniment or hot. We
Mm-hmm.
have cucumbers here. Yeah, I think that's cucumbers. I'm not sure if that's cucumbers or
I think
pickles.
it looked like a pickle to me. I was going to ask you if it was a different kind of cucumber, but it could be just a natural, you know.
Well, the in fact I tried to get cucumber salad, which is it's made with sugar and vinegar
Mhm.
and other a few other things, which is very very classic and very delicious. And these to me they look like some of those cucumbers, but I could be wrong.
Now,
And
what
then
is
you have
that right under the orange there on the end? Is that
under the orange is just the
just the
pork.
pork? Okay, it's the end of the pork. I wasn't sure if it was a mushroom or the end of the pork.
Yeah, no, no, no. That's the end of the pork there, and it's a nice piece of pork. Now, I will turn it around because I guess this is probably called fläskesteg, because what we have here is the crackling.
Wow.
That's the crackling, which is, I mean, all of my family makes this is called fläskesteg, and all of my family makes that. And it's delicious. Oh my goodness, the time is flying. Okay,
Well, we're good.
let's
Don't worry.
go.
Manny
Now,
St. Victor has just posted that he needs a bib.
oh yeah. See, did I tell you?
I'm gonna need a bib. Yeah. Don't
That's
drool on your computer, Manny.
that's right.
Oh,
Now, here's another one. This is liverwurst, very common here. Again, another pork product. I mean, we got all kinds of things here. We have Cornishins,
just a little bit higher.
liverwurst.
There we go.
This looks like some kind of beet, maybe in the back. And
Okay.
then we have bacon,
Bacon.
and then, of course, butter. So imagine the taste
Oh my
sensation.
God.
I mean, you have sweet, you have sour, you have savory, you have salt. It's an art form.
Oh my God.
It really
I'm
is.
feeling like Homer Simpson there. Rich creamery butter and bacon. Oh,
That's right. Now, this is another version of that. And here we have some ham that's rolled. And then we have some, I guess this is chopped onion on there, a pickle, and this is some kind of, that gelled beef kind of
yeah,
thing. Yeah.
asparagus.
Yep. And look at this. It's interesting. It might be a piece of watercress or something.
They're all so pretty. I mean, they really do a nice job with them.
And then I have two more. This is, oh, this is so classic. This is, it's a, let me show it to you this way. It's a Danish meatball. I was raised on this. It's called frikadeller. So it can be made in different ways. It's fried, usually sautéed in butter, of course.
Of course.
And then, they're equally as delicious cold or hot. And so here we have some, I knew this was going to happen.
Sorry. It's all right.
That's okay. So we have some kind of potato salad on here. And then, okay, that one's falling apart. and then chives, and then a little bit of tomato for, for color. Lots of color. Lots of color.
Great color, great flavors going on.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love it. Let me pop up a couple comments here.
Sure.
And this is Mark Barris. I feel like the sandwiches are going to fall right in my lap. I wish.
They just might.
They just did a little bit, but that's okay. They'll still eat very well. And tour Copenhagen, discover its many colors and flavors from Carmen. And then Alexandra is saying, I'm thinking Copenhagen isn't exactly a vegan's best friend.
Well, it depends on where you go. It depends on when you go, but yeah, you're right. They're heavy on the pork here, that's for sure.
That and the butter. Even the butter will get them. So.
Even the butter. But you know what? I'm sure many of our listeners have heard about the new Nordic cuisine, which is all about, local produce, natural. Everything is natural, organic, and local, and different, very different. I mean, Noma, the restaurant we've heard of, has been now voted again the best restaurant of the year. So there's a lot happening in Nordic cuisine. So
now, what is the growing season there? When does it stop being cold?
When does it stop being cold? I would say, it's being near the sea. It is quite temperate.
Okay.
So my guess would be similar to the Northeast, sort of April, I would think.
Summer growing season then, basically.
Yeah.
The sea keeps it a little warmer then? It never really gets quite as cold as it would inland if you're...
You're absolutely right. They don't even have much snow. Not here. I mean, further up in Sweden and Norway they do. But there's not a whole lot of snow here. I see that Coach is asking, do we have these recipes for us later? Maybe not these exact ones, but I can certainly get you some recipes.
Okay, that'd be great. We can post them for everyone.
And last but not least, it's the famous, if you don't know, it is famous Nordic shrimp.
Huh.
And it's the little shrimp.
Oh.
It's the little shrimp that is the tastiest shrimp of all.
Are these local shrimp?
These are local shrimp from somewhere in these cold waters.
I love the whole one on top.
Right. We have the whole one on top. We have mayonnaise.
Okay.
And that makes it's great texture and flavor. We have the lemon, we have dill, and this is so tasty. And this is on looks like either a sourdough or a white or a whole wheat sort of piece of baguette.
That
And
looks
so, yeah, so the idea is that you can be creative, and certainly roast beef, cold cuts are
great.
very common. Sandwich, which was not available for me when I went there, but chef, you can do roast beef, and then you have, of course, mayonnaise, and then you may have um, some. What do you think about cornichons?
Oh yeah, cornichons on there. I mean, the thing to think of, I think, if we look at how you've shown us the sandwiches prepared, would be to take to start in different steps. And one is your base layer, which would be your bread. So either going with a pumpernickel or a nice rye or sourdough, or depending upon the different kind of breads, because you want to showcase when you build a sandwich, you want to showcase it a little. So then and I'm seeing how they put like a nice thick slice of meat on them. Okay, there's where some of the differences come in. So getting the deli to cut them a little thicker or thicker in slices if you want to buy them out. I mean, you can go and order a quarter pound and tell them to make 2 slices for you. That's all. But lay that down, and then once that's down, think of your dressing and some of the natural ones like horseradish.
Exactly,
Yeah,
horseradish. That's right. A
yeah.
lot there. We see this a lot.
Yeah, or just like you said, the mayonnaise, or take it a little American and make one of these specialty mayonnaises that you always see that we have out, like roasted red pepper mayonnaise or a chipotle mayonnaise. So, I mean, it doesn't have to stay Danish, but if we want to do them our style, put our little flair on them, go to something like that, or a Dijonnaise, or even just a good Dijon mustard or stone ground mustard. And then lastly, think about decorating and go with those like little leaves. Like even if you bought a spring mix and picked through a few different and took one color out and used them for different sandwiches, or arugula, or baby kale, and then think of your decorations, your onions, and I saw sliced, I saw chopped on the same sandwich. So you're staying in the same flavor vein, but you're giving it different textures and different looks. So build it in layers, and again, we're always looking for ways to cut back on bread. Well, perfect way to do it, open-faced.
Yeah, it really is. And you know what? I neglected to say this is a knife and fork activity.
Yeah. Well, when I was in business dining years ago, they were making, and we would call them knife and fork sandwiches. That
Oh,
was how we
really?
referred to them, as knife and fork sandwiches.
Oh. You remember the old hot turkey sandwich in
Oh, yeah.
school?
Oh, well, we always get that. I love them. I still love those.
I
You know,
know.
Give it to me with all the starch you can, mashed potatoes, stuffing, and bread. Okay, starch me out. But this is, when we think open face, this is what we've been raised to think. But this is and this would be great for parties. And if you did them on little cocktail breads, they would be a nice appetizer for parties too. So you could go a couple different ways with it.
Yeah, and you can prepare it in the morning and just get a tray and boom, 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 it's assembly line.
Yeah.
It's assembly line, chef. And just gather and then as you go, you can say, oh, maybe I want this one on that and that, and just, almost like taco night. You have everything all lined up, and then you decide what to put on what.
That would be
It's
great for a party. Different kinds of breads, different kinds of meats and toppings, and then see who can make and take pictures of it and Instagram them. Your friends, and that would be a wonderful kind of a dinner party. And after the second drink, it could even get more creative.
That's right. There you go. I know, but no potato chips, please. No, please, chef. No potato chips.
No, I don't put I don't put potato chips on sandwiches. I'm sorry. I might put them on my ice cream, but not on my sandwiches.
No.
Here, we have another comment here from Carmen. Let me pull it up. Susan, Sarah, I love the idea of bringing back a little bit of Copenhagen with me and devouring it, Chef Dennis. I'll see you in Copenhagen soon. Thank you for a wonderful event. It was truly delicious. Well, thank you, Carmen, for stopping by. We love having you.
Yes, absolutely. Always. I always love Carmen's comments.
And Mark was asking about side dishes, and we had talked about that briefly. He says, what do you recommend for side dishes? And I think you could probably go with, well, what would typical side dishes be there? Let me ask you that first.
Yeah, typical is You know, the cucumber salad, which is a little vinegary. It has a light, sort of a vinaigrette, a little bit of a, what's the word I want to use? I don't know, whatever. But it's very classic. Red cabbage that's cold.
Mhm.
That's also, you can also use that. Even potato salad.
Okay.
Potato salad is potatoes are very, very, very big.
So
And
let's think about customizing them a little bit. So if we're going to do these here, let's do some slaws. And I don't know if anyone's ever seen the broccoli slaw that's out, and you can actually buy this in bags and make a broccoli slaw. You can do your own cucumber or tomato salad, and like Susan said, potato salad. But it doesn't have to be, give it an American flair or give it a German flair, or give it whatever kind that you make. But I would stay kind of with those side dishes, like you said. I would go with lighter, even tossed salad, even a nice tossed salad. But
yeah,
these make me think about eating lighter. They don't encourage me for those heavy sides. Even like a couscous or even a lentil salad or something along that line, I think would be nice too.
yeah, and you know, because there's a fair amount of protein, and often we see one thing I don't have in these, but sliced hard-boiled eggs in combination with the shrimp, in combination with anything in vegetables, is very, very common.
Hmm.
And then you have mayonnaise along with that, and maybe some chives on top of that, maybe even capers. Very, very common in those sandwiches. But my point is, you only need maybe one or two to feel,
Oh
you know.
yeah, that was a good sized piece of meat on those, and they are filling, and the breads were not flimsy. So
Oh
you're
no,
eating it.
here are you know what? Quite honestly, I have no idea what this is.
Oh, it's beautiful though. I don't
I don't
care.
know what this is. I don't know if this is a
Are those
dessert.
nuts in it or?
I don't know what it is.